1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister performed the groundbreaking of the Isolation Hospital and Infectious Diseases Treatment Center in Islamabad today for the treatment of coronavirus patients. The Economic Coordination Committee of the Cabinet has approved funds worth billions of rupees to fight the spread of coronavirus and execution of other development projects. Pakistan has offered to host the SAARC Health Ministers Conference to enhance cooperation among the member countries to save the lives from coronavirus threat. Pakistani diaspora in Singapore has sent protective kits, goggles and face masks to support the government's efforts in the fight against coronavirus. China will send a team of medical experts to Pakistan to work closely with the health authorities to cope with the situation arising out of coronavirus. Pakistan has demanded access of medical teams and supplies to the people of occupied Jammu and Kashmir in the wake of the spread of coronavirus in the held territory. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan performed the groundbreaking of Isolation Hospital and Infectious Diseases Treatment Center in Islamabad today. The hospital will be established by the Frontier Works organization. The Prime Minister also visited the Coronavirus Isolation Center. The Chairman, National Disaster Management Authority, Lieutenant General Mohammad Afzal, briefed the Prime Minister about the Isolation Hospital and the center. The Economic Coordination Committee of the Cabinet has approved funds worth billions of rupees to fight the spread of coronavirus, civil work, FATA, Temporarily Displaced Person Emergency Recovery Project, and Sustainable Development Goals Achievement Program. The ECC meeting was held in Islamabad today with the Prime Minister's Advisor on Finance, Dr. Abdulhafiz Sheikh, in the chair. The ECC approved technical supplementary grants of 275 million rupees for capital outlay on civil works, over 84 million rupees for FATA Temporarily Displaced Persons Emergency Recovery Project, 5.5 billion rupees for Sustainable Development Goals Achievement Program, and 5 billion rupees for the National Disaster Management Authority to fight the spread of coronavirus on emergency basis. The technical supplementary grant approved for NDMA shall be utilized to gain logistic support and the provision of different types of personal protection equipments against the virus, like respirators and face masks. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has reiterated Pakistan's offer to host SAARC Health Ministers Conference to enhance cooperation among the member countries to save lives from coronavirus threat. He was talking to his Bhutanese counterpart, Dr. Tandi Dorji, over telephone today. Shah Mahmood Qureshi proposed that a video conference may be organized in view of the prevailing global health emergency. Appreciating Pakistan's efforts, Dr. Tandi Dorji underscored that given the unprecedented economic challenges faced by the developing countries due to the pandemic, a serious consideration of the proposed restructuring was critical. The two foreign ministers reaffirmed the need for joint efforts to deal with the current situation and agreed to stay closely engaged in the matter. Meeting of the Emergency Crisis Management Cell held in Islamabad today with the Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi in the chair discussed different aspects of the threat posed by coronavirus. In his remarks on the occasion, the Foreign Minister said the overseas Pakistanis are our asset and facilitating them is the foremost priority of the present government. The Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Information and Broadcasting, Dr. Firdaus Ashikawan, says the establishment of a system based on quick public service is the real objective of Prime Minister Imran Khan. In a series of tweets today, she said provision of 40 facilities to citizens through an app at their doorstep through application of modern technology is an evidence of a pro-people government. The Special Assistant said the app will prove helpful in resolving people's problems at their homes. She said people will not have to pay frequent visits to government offices and they can contact online to fulfill their needs. She said the entire nation has to become united to deal with the challenge of coronavirus, and every citizen has to perform a responsible role. The total confirmed cases of coronavirus infection in the country have risen to 1,106. According to the latest statistics, these included 421 in Sindh, 323 in the Punjab, 131 in Balochistan, 121 in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, 84 in Gilgit-Baltistan, 25 in Islamabad, and 1 in Azad Kashmir. 21 patients have recovered so far, while 8 people have died from the virus. 5 patients are in critical condition. This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistani diaspora in Singapore has sent 2,800 protective kits, 1,500 goggles, and 400 face masks to support the government in its efforts against coronavirus. The Special Assistant on Overseas Pakistanis, Zulfikar Bukhari, said the equipment has been handed over to the National Disaster Management Authority. He thanked the support of the overseas Pakistanis in this difficult hour. China will send a team of medical experts to Pakistan to work closely with the health authorities and provide assistance and expertise in the fight against the novel coronavirus pandemic. Addressing a news conference in Beijing today, Chinese Vice Minister of National Health Commission Yang Shixin said this team of experts will pay field trips to different localities in Pakistan. He said China also shared with Pakistan therapeutic and prevention protocols for COVID-19 immediately after its outbreak. Speaking on the occasion, the Vice Chairman of China International Development Cooperation Agency, Deng Boxing, acknowledged Pakistan's support to China against coronavirus and said as China was fighting the epidemic at home, Pakistan extended great support. He said Pakistan mobilized all possible medical supplies to support China and that measure had helped Chinese people effectively. Deng Boxing said so far China had already provided 4 batches of assistance to Pakistan in terms of testing kits, protective suits, face masks, ventilators, and other medical supplies. He said China will also support Pakistan in building temporary quarantine hospitals. Pakistan has once again urged the Indian government to end the communication blackout in occupied Jammu and Kashmir in view of the threat posed by coronavirus. At the weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, the Foreign Office spokesperson Aisha Farooqi expressed deep concern over the continued communications blackout in the occupied territory. She said this is depriving the people of the region of critical information and supplies of critical medical items needed to effectively contain COVID-19 pandemic. The spokesperson demanded that the medical teams and supplies should be allowed to reach the people of occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The spokesperson said it is the utmost endeavor of the government and our missions abroad to ensure the safety and early return of our nationals stranded in different parts of the world. She said our missions are also helping the Pakistani nationals with food, medicines, and accommodation. In Gilgit-Baltistan, people are observing lockdown to control the spread of coronavirus for the 4th consecutive day today. All business centers, markets, shops are closed. The traffic between Rawalpindi and Gilgit-Baltistan into districts and within the city is also suspended. People have appreciated the federal government's decision to continue flights operation to Gilgit and Skardu. China has cancelled a United Nations Security Council meeting scheduled for tomorrow in coronavirus-stricken New York. Tomorrow's meeting was due to renew the mandate of United Nations experts responsible for sanctions imposed on North Korea and extend peace mission in Somalia. A human rights group in Afghanistan has welcomed and supported an appeal by the United Nations Secretary General for immediate global ceasefire to fight COVID-19 outbreak. In a tweet, Afghanistan Independent Human Rights Commission urged that all sides should give up war and focus on the fight against the epidemic and protect the lives of Afghan citizens. And finally, the weather. Partly cloudy weather is likely to prevail in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, rain, wind, thunderstorm is expected in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Islamabad, Punjab, Northeast Balochistan, Gilgit-Baltistan, and Kashmir. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.